How would you describe your transition here?
Yeah, it's been very smooth. Moving in is rough. Moving from place to place, coming from Pennsylvania, Tennessee, like 10 hours. But my family helped me, and it's been a smooth transition so far.
Why was Tennessee? I mean, was it just the defensive staff and the knowledge of the defense? Is that what drew you here?
Yeah, that plays a major part of it. Obviously, Coach Knowles, Coach Dax, Jax, all those guys, Coach Eaches, Coach Brent. Those guys played a huge role. Playing in the SEC, playing at a place like Tennessee. Given the schedule that we have this year, it's a lot of exciting games and a lot of games where we can showcase our talent as a team. So yeah.
Coach Knowles called you the quarterback. What does that mean? What is your role in his defense?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm the quarterback of the defense. I'm in charge of, the checks. I'm really in charge of everyone on the field, all other 10 players. Where they line up, what they do. Given the formation, given whatever play call it is, I have to echo the call. I have to pretty much make sure everything's running.
Everybody talks about how, complex the defense is. You went to Penn State, didn't have a spring, and learned it and had a great season. What went into you learning it and being able to ace it so fast?
Yeah, probably just, some familiarity in systems I had previously. And, in college football, I'm not going to say everybody runs the same stuff, but a lot of people run the same stuff. It's just different names, different concept, different techniques. So, just once you understand the concept of a play or a concept of a coverage from the root of it, then everything kind of fall in line.
What do you like about this defense, and for linebackers, what makes you play?
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
Yeah, given what he did at Ohio State, his 3-year tenure coming in, recruiting me to Penn State, just the production that the linebackers had put up, especially, was a huge thing for me. And I was very productive my last year, so it definitely plays a huge role.
How good of a teacher have you become? Because I would imagine all these even the experienced linebackers in this room are all looking at you. How good of a teacher of this have you become?
Yeah, I feel like I've become a really well teacher. Not just to the backers, but to all positions, man. Like understanding what everyone has to do. I can help safeties. I can help D linemen on what stunt they have, what coverage it is. What split it is. Like just breaking down the game to everybody and just helping them understand everything. I'm definitely become a good teacher.
Do they come to you a lot?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot of people come to me, of course, with the familiarity, but, just being open to my teammates, they feel like they can ask me a question, I can help them.
What's been the biggest difference for you so far this season and previously?
You talking about like this past season at Penn State? Yeah, I would say, I was at North Carolina for 2 years, going from the ACC to the Big Ten, those big games, those Oregons, Indiana's, Ohio State's, playing that high level competition, I feel like definitely helped me elevate my game to a higher level when you're playing against top 5 picks, top 10 picks at every other position. So I feel like the level of competition for sure.
How do you kind of balance all these guys coming to you, or specifically the linebackers, coming to you having questions about defense, you trying to help them learn, but you guys are all competing for a limited number of playing time, a limited number of snaps. How do you kind of balance? Want to help them, but competing too.
It's just the selflessness, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was in that position, my older teammates, my older big brothers in that room helped me learn. So I'm just trying to do everything for the team. So the more everybody knows, the better it'll be for the team.
What are your thoughts on this linebacker room? You guys got a lot of experience back. Marion's back, some young talent. What are your thoughts on the linebacker room?
Yeah, it's a very talented room. Got a lot of guys that could do a lot of things. So, the biggest thing is just being able to apply it in practice, and then once the season comes, apply it on Saturday. So we'll see when that comes in the fall.
What's your adjustment to Coach Ainge been like? Because you know all the other Penn State guys, but he's the position coach. Kind of what's that been like?
Yeah, it's been smooth. He's a different type of coach that I done had from previous years, but he's a cool person off the field, and he has his ways of teaching. So yeah.
Coach Knowles shared a story early in spring about how you guys were watching a team peer or something, and the linebacker did something wrong, and you asked if you wanted to go in and show him. Is he trying to pull you back on that because they got to learn it?
One of those type of things. They're all new to that type of stuff, but. For example, checking versus condensed, checking versus a split from number one. They're not used to having to echo that to all other 10 people, in the quick snap of a play. So, just showing them how it's done. It's good to see like visual stuff. It'll help.
Thanks, Amare.